Tonight, locked in to wintry weather.
Well, it's definitely heavier than normal.
Residents and businesses on the move.
Many mornings I've been getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning to get snow cleared off for the customers.
To keep up with a 1-2 punch. A crime that cut deep.
Sawed in half horizontally. The bottom half of the door then pulled out.
The unusual break-in that has a Guelph business owner.
I'm here for 15 years. I never have seen this, but this year it looks like it's getting worse.
Calling out a series of thefts. Making the most.
I've seen people doing the sculptures from the snow, but to see it in real life, it's so fascinating.
Of a mountain of snow.
I've never seen this much snow on my front lawn in all the years I've been doing this.
Up close and personal with the Waterloo artist who's been dazzling his neighborhood for years. Another round of winter. Southern Ontario woke up today to a blanket of heavy, wet snow. Another major weather event, and we are not even halfway through December. The fresh snowfall had residents back out, shovels in hand, clearing their driveways and sidewalks once again.
Well, it's definitely heavier than normal.
It's heavy, it's dense, it's Canada.
Good evening. Well, here we go again, but homeowners were not the only ones who spent hours digging out today. Business owners were also working hard to clear all this snow, especially businesses who make their money outdoors. Let's go outdoors right now. CTV's Heather Centerin joining us live. Looks like it's calmed down a little bit, Heather, since earlier, but another day, another snowstorm.
It just has right now, but feels like it's been snowing all day, Tony, and it's on again and off again. And it's the kind of snow that's kind of wet and sticks around, and after a while it can really turn into ice pretty quickly. Now, being outdoors for a long time can make you feel pretty frigid, but it can also make you feel festive.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Chickadee Christmas trees in Cambridge, thanks to a big dumping of snow.
It's definitely more Christmassy, and so it adds to the spirit of the tradition of getting your Christmas tree.
But more snow means more work for the owners who started the family business in 1997, growing the trees, then beginning to sell them a few years later.
This has been the snowiest selling season that we've ever had. We've been open since 2002.
This dumping of the white stuff is the kind that sticks around.
It's quite wet because I guess the temperature's hovering probably around 1 degree right now, and so it is very heavy, and it's sort of been getting heavier as the day goes on.
They're open tomorrow, but the trees have to be snow-free before that.
Their branches are all bent over and they're covered in snow and ice, and the people really can't see the tree very well with all the snow and ice on it, so we've got to get it off.
Making it a safe shopping experience is our top priority.
We have to make sure all our paths are clear. We have to make sure our parking lot is in good shape because we don't want anybody to slip into each other.
Meaning this couple will be putting in the extra work.
Many mornings I've been getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning to get snow cleared off for the customers. Seems like I spend more time with my snowblower than I do with my wife, Allison.
All of the cut-your-own trees are sold out, but there's still about 100 pre-cut ready to go. But staff say if you're looking for one, come prepared.
Lots of people have been coming, though, from sort of the Toronto area, and I guess there hasn't been as much snow there, so there have been people with running shoes because they're not expecting all of this snow.
The owners say they expect the remainder of their stock to be gone by the end of this week, but likely all this snow isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
One thing I learned at the tree farm, if you can, bring your tree into a garage or a mud room after you purchase it, if it is a real tree, of course, and let all of that snow and ice melt in there because you don't want that inside of your living room. Tony.
A lot of time later, I'm sure. Heather, thank you. CTV's Heather Centerin outside tonight after this fresh snowstorm. And let's get into the weather details now as we welcome Ashley Bacon to the studio with all the latest. Well, feels like things have tapered off, but clearly this is going to take a long time for road crews to clear away, is what I was trying to say.
Absolutely, Tony. You know, just because the snow is tapered off doesn't mean the mess has gone anywhere. The city of Kitchener actually extending their snow event until tomorrow at noon. That means no parking on city streets streets while crews work tirelessly to clear it out and make it safe for commuters tomorrow morning. I hope you enjoyed your wonderful wintry Wednesday, as I'm dubbing it today. As you can see behind me on our satellite radar tonight, it is going to continue to have a bit of flurry activity throughout the night, around 30% chance of flurries. 2 to 4 centimeters of snow still lingering in the next 24 hours or so, but overall conditions really clearing up compared to the last 24 hours we've seen. Right now, we're sitting at -3 in Kitchener-Waterloo, so very comfortable, but because we are now dipping below that freezing mark again, that might turn into ice. I'll have more details on what we can expect weather-wise in regards to cold temperatures and snow coming up a little later in the show. Tony.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. A 66-year-old man is in the hospital after a vehicle crashed into the Google building in downtown Kitchener last night. Police say the man was driving southbound in a Ford Explorer along Brideup Street just after 6 p.m. when he experienced a medical emergency, causing his vehicle to leave the road, hit several signs and a sidewalk, and then collide with that building. Emergency crews resuscitated the driver before taking him to the hospital in serious condition. The intersection in the Brideup and Moore area was closed for several hours. Police say the building has significant damage. No charges expected in this incident. Provincial police have concluded their investigation into the fatal crash that killed 5 people from Walkerton back in May.
Following a comprehensive review of all evidence and circumstances, it's been determined that no charges will be laid in relation to this incident.
The crash happened west of Thorndale, involving 2 SUVs and a transport truck. 14 students were killed along with their teacher, all from Walkerton District Community School. Police said 3 other people involved ended up with minor injuries. We've heard a lot about business break-ins, but this week, I should say, in Guelph, someone went to great lengths to get inside a discount store, literally cutting the back door open to slip inside. Let's bring in CTV's Colton Weens for more on this. And Colton, you had a chance to speak with this store owner today.
Yeah, Tony, he tells me this is the second time since September that someone has broken in. The first time they broke the lock, so he reinforced the door. But after seeing someone saw the door in half on Monday, he's not sure how much more he can do to stop them and says break-ins are becoming all too common.
Here is where they have drilled to push the blade in. And it cut all the way to here.
It's something Johnny Garahu says he's never seen in his 15 years owning Bucker 2 Plus in Guelph. On Monday, his security cameras catching someone sawing through the back door and breaking in.
Looked like he know the back office or something. He came right to that door, but then the alarm went off, and then he ran away.
Guelph police say the suspect cut through the back door horizontally and pulled it outwards. The video shows some time passing before someone slips through the opening.
So officers cleared the business. There was nobody still on scene. They did review security video, which showed a male entering the business carrying a reciprocating saw. Immediately, once inside, set off a motion alarm, an audible alarm, and he fled on foot without stealing anything.
Monday wasn't the first time that someone had broken into Bucker 2 Plus here in Guelph. The owner saying in September someone broke in and stole a tablet.
We had a break-in in September, and I secured it, and I was 100% they won't enter the building.
After someone broke the lock in September, Garahu says he installed a bar across the door, but now he's trying to think of even stronger security.
I'm here for 15 years. I never have seen this, but this year, it looks like it's getting worse.
Garahu doesn't think anyone is after the discounted items inside, but more what's in the office, saying he hears about a lot of break-ins in the area.
Home hardware. A couple other business. I had a gentleman here yesterday. He was talking with me because he has also a big loss, I think more than $5,000 in tools and those things.
Police say break-ins to businesses are something they see frequently in the city, with several reported every week.
Of course, that happens all across the city. We have had a number in the East End, in the immediate area of where this occurred. Not that night, but within the past few months. But nothing that suggests that this one is connected to any of those.
But how this one happened is something new to police.
Very unusual. It's the first one I'm aware of. This particular mode of entry, we see various modes of entry, of course, but I don't recall one like this where a door was actually cut in half.
Now, there aren't any cameras at the back of the business, and Garahu is going to ask the landlord to install some. Guelph police are looking for a suspect described as wearing a black or dark-colored hoodie, gray sweatpants, black running shoes, and a dark-colored face mask. Tony.
Colton Weens with the latest on that business break-in. Colton, thank you. Millions of dollars of American liquor remains off Ontario's store shelves. It was a reaction, of course, to the Canada-U.S. trade war. Well, tonight, the Ontario Liberals are calling on the government to restock the shelves with U.S. booze and then donate the proceeds of those liquor sales to local food banks. CTV's Siobhan Morris has more on that.
It was packed away in March. Loads of California wines and Kentucky bourbon. Ontario's salvo in the U.S. trade war.
Can we sell that American liquor, use the profit, and give it to Ontario's food banks? Have it do some good?
Ontario sitting on $80 million of unsold American booze. About $2 million of that is about to expire.
Will he pour all that U.S. booze down the drain or let the LCBO sell it to help food banks feed families?
The Ford government says Ontario vintners, brewers and distillers have seen their sales soar since the U.S. competition has been in storage.
To put American alcohol back on the shelves would mean we're saying to all of those Ontario employees, you're not valued.
Manitoba put some of its American booze back on the market for charity just today. People even lined up to snag a bottle of previously forbidden brew. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, and PEI have similar plans for their U.S. stock.
Well, I'd have to talk with the LCBO and see what they have to think.
The Premier stressing taking American alcohol out of circulation was meant to send a message.
Until Donald Trump gets back and starts signing a deal, stops going after our manufacturing, going after our companies, going after our communities and families, we need to hit back.
Shoppers are raising a glass to selling U.S. booze again.
That's a good idea.
I'm all right with that. As long as we're helping people here in Canada.
That's good. Why not? It'll help anyone in need.
The CEO of Toronto's Daily Bread Food Bank says revenue from these sales would go far, but the fix would be temporary.
I would love to see that $80 million develop $80 million worth of affordable housing or $80 million worth of supports to those on OW or ODSP.
Structural changes to keep people from needing to turn to food banks in the first place.
Time for another big moment in our Toy Mountain campaign as we work with the Salvation Army to make sure that every child and teen has some sort of a gift on Christmas morning. Tonight we head live over to Access Storage in Kitchener. I can hear the Salvation Army band. Leanne Evans is also standing by because Leanne, Access Storage, well, they've been a big partner and they're having a big celebration tonight, and Toy Mountain is in focus, and you're here to tell us all about that.
Yes, we are, Tony, and that is it. You heard the Salvation Army band there, keeping us entertained here at Access Storage. And like you said, there is a big celebration happening here tonight, but we figured first we'd take you down here to a specific storage locker, which Richard with Access Storage is going to help us open up and unveil all of the toys. Not all of them, but the base of our mountain. And there we go, all the toys in here. Kelly Bird is with Access Storage and is here with us tonight too. We have a big celebration going on. You guys have been taking part in Toy Mountain in other markets. It's the first time in Kitchener, so yes. Talk to us about the campaign.
Well, we have been part of this for 16 years. We couldn't be more happier. We love doing anything and everything that involves giving back to our community, and we're so excited to build a mountain of toys. And this was collected by some of our fabulous clients that dropped off during the campaign time. It's still going on until December 19th. So every toy that's dropped off, you get a chance to put your name in a draw to win $3,000 worth of storage.
Hey, that's pretty good. It's a win-win. You're giving back and you might also win a little something as well. You've also asked everyone coming out tonight to bring a donation with them too.
Yes, we did. So when we go upstairs, you will see the tip of the mountain that Access Storage has created, and we're so proud of that. But just keep in mind that we have 9 locations in the Kitchener area, and so again, we are collecting toys until December 20th, 19th, 20th, so bring an unwrapped toy in anytime to any Access Storage close by.
Yeah, that's perfect. So many drop-off locations available for everyone right across Waterloo region. Thank you so much. And I want to talk to you, Captain Kelly Fifield with the Salvation Army, because we know that demand's up this year. So what does it mean when companies like Access Storage hop on board and collect so many toys and give back to the Salvation Army and kids at Christmas?
I think all day we've been talking about what is it going to look like, what are they going to have, hearing that there was a locker full. And so for us, it's so exciting to see the bottom of the mountain and soon the top of the mountain that is revealed, because we know that these toys are needed and they are going to go out as quick as they come in. And so we're so grateful for companies like Access Storage that have come on board and helped fill the mountain this year.
Yeah, okay, well, that's it. This is, like we said, just the base of the mountain here at Access Storage. We're going to be heading upstairs to take part in the celebration. And Tony, there's expected to be about 100 people here tonight, so lots more donations to come. And you'll just have to check back in with us later on.
Okay, Leanne Evans live at Access Storage. What a great reveal that was, too. A lot of excitement here in the studio. Huge thanks to the folks at Access Storage for getting involved. That was incredible, and there's more to come. And there's more excitement to come here in our studio as well, because right now we're going to go out to our lobby here at CTV and check in with Ashley Bacon, who's welcoming another group who are about to add to our toy mountain. Ashley, who have you got with us out there tonight?
That's right, Tony. Dallin Thompson and his team from Reliance Home Comfort are back in studio with us tonight. Thank you for being here, Dallin.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us what, this is your second year participating in our Toy Mountain campaign. Tell us, why did you want to come back?
Well, it's about giving back to the community, right? We live here, we work here, the whole team's here. We just want to give back to the community. We all have jobs, we work, and just, it's all about the kids at the end of the day.
And you guys raised an impressive amount of money as well as toys for this year's campaign. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was all team member driven. We had some of our contractors support us, but it was well over $15,000 in donations this year for Toy Mountain. So
wow, that's an incredible amount. And as you said just before we were talking, it sounds like more than 1,000 actual items in hand. And just wait till you guys see the mountain of toys that we're going to add to our mountain. It was an incredible feat.
Yeah, it was a really fun exercise to do it. Everybody just pitched in, and it was, we got a bunch of people here that helped out, and our slogan is proud to be Reliance, and this just is a example of that.
And let's talk about the group of people you have behind you helping tonight. Obviously, this must have been a team effort, and it really shows in the amount that you guys were just able to produce.
We've got, frontline workers, we have salespeople, we have managers, from all the entire business pitched in and helped this year.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Well, Tony, we'll have more on this incredible donation coming up a little later after my weather forecast. You're going to want to stick around for this one.
Oh, we sure will. Ashley, thank you. It's going to be a great night for Toy Mountain. I can feel it. So much community generosity. All right, coming up next on CTV News at 6, a school field trip that's taking students a long way from home. Spencer Turcott tells us about an exchange that is turning thousands of kilometers of distance into a whole new bond.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
The King Charles Medal is supposed to be given to people who've made a significant contribution to Canada. But as CTV's John Woodward tells us, there is an overlap between recipients of that award, nominated by Ontario politicians, and companies who got money from a controversial government fund.
Thank you very much.
This May, Ontario's Premier thanked veterans as he offered them the King Charles III Coronation Medal, a recognition of service to Canada, timed to the inauguration of Canada's head of state. Around 30,000 medals were given out across Canada, with nominations coming from many public service organizations.
Congratulations.
About 1,400 nominations were made by Ontario MPPs, and among those names, we found a dozen people tied to companies that also got the nod for provincial government grants through the $2.5 billion Skills Development Fund.
What kind of shop are you running, Premier?
That fund has been slammed for months in question period as a slush fund for PC supporters, though the government stands by it.
I treat my patients like their family. If
One of dentist John Magirius' companies got a $2 million grant. He got a King Charles medal too. His dental practice claimed it treated the Ford family. Magirius' staff didn't answer questions about who his nomination came from. Doug Ford says it wasn't him.
Premier, did you nominate the dentist John Magirius for a King Charles medal?
No, so let me just clear up this King Charles medal. Even the opposition falls under my name as Premier. We handed out, I guess, thousands of them across the province, and the people that got them, and that's it.
We can't tell which MPP nominated which award recipient, so we decided to take a look at the recipients as a group and see if we could spot any patterns. Of the 1,400, about 500 were political donors. They gave to the Green Party about $60,000, to the Ontario Liberals about $295,000, to the NDP about $500,000, and to the PCs about $2.5 million. About 5 times the donations from the NDP, with about twice the seats in the legislature.
It's more likely, probably, there's a pattern here of a preferential treatment.
Not a surprise to this critic.
Whenever politicians are handing out anything, it's based on politics.
The dentist, John Magirius, donated about $20,000 to the PCs. Other recipients reached by CTV say they don't think their donations played a part, and they got the medal on merit. John Woodward, CTV News.
From southern Ontario to northern Quebec, a Kitchener Catholic elementary school recently opened its doors to a group of students visiting from Kangarsuk, a remote Inuit village. CTV's Spencer Turcott now on this experience of cultural exchange and discovery.
The bright lights of Niagara Falls has most kids wide-eyed, but when students from a remote Inuit village in the Arctic tundra of Quebec visited,
we don't have trees up here.
Their eyes were practically popping out of their heads. What sparked this cross-country and, quite frankly, cross-cultural visit? It all started when Joseph Minaluka was teaching his Kangarsuk students English, their first language being Inuktitut. He would set up regular Zoom calls between his students in the north and the students of one of his former teachers at St. Daniel Catholic Elementary School in Kitchener.
I firmly believe that we all have that one educator that really kind of changed our lives or touched us in a way. And so for me, that's Carlos Roque.
Carlos taught Joseph nearly 20 years ago. As the Zoom calls between students progressed, their bonds grew, as did their curiosity. So with the help of funding grants, the students from Kangarsuk came to Kitchener.
Most students that actually attended the trip have never left their village.
A village of roughly 550 residents. Many things they experienced in southern Ontario surprised them.
I'd say fresh fruits. We don't really get to have much fresh produce up here.
They had never seen squirrels.
The St. Daniel teacher Carlos Roque said the Quebec students taught them things too.
One of the fanciest things that we had, actually, we got to try beluga whale. Just watching them come with their clothing that's made from animals up there.
In April, the Kitchener students will get a more immersive experience when the roles reverse and they travel to Kangarsuk.
I'm a bit unsure about, there are polar bears and stuff there.
There will be a lot to learn.
If you don't want to take the bus, you can always drive your Ski-Doo or ATV to school. We also have a culture class, and the girls learn how to sew, the boys learn how to hunt.
The small community of Kangarsuk will have to plan ahead with food supply, given they'll have an extra 30 or so mouths to feed. The teachers at Sauchuit School say this cultural exchange filled with friendship and exploration has led to better attendance of students, something all schools in the north struggle with. And while both communities may seem like they couldn't be farther apart,
it is easier to build upon the similarities between two communities rather than dwell on the differences.
Spencer Turcott, CTV News, Kitchener.
A live look now from our tower camera toward uptown Waterloo. Things have calmed down since earlier today when we got all of that snow, but if you run into any open areas, especially with some wind, you could still run into some blowing snow. Might feel a bit blustery out there still tonight. Temperatures taking a nosedive as well. Ashley's back to fill us in on the long-range forecast in just a few. Also ahead, the cost of borrowing, the Bank of Canada's decision today on the nation's key interest rate and the reason behind it. Stay with us. Boy, it feels like the days leading up to Christmas around a busy family household. It's a hive of activity in here.
There's so much going on, but it's such great work that we're so excited to do for the community. And, you know, I know that everyone in here for Toy Mountain is so excited to do all this as well.
Amazing. And, you know, an incredible way to take our mind off of a snow day.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a blistery one out there.
No choice but to deal with this, from the wind to the snow to the sort of messy conditions to the cold. We're kind of getting it all, Ash.
You got it. And if we take a look outside, Tony, the nice thing is that the snow has stopped for the moment. Now, that doesn't mean we're completely out of the woods. We're still going to see around a 30% chance for flurry activity overnight. But at the moment, it has stopped. But crews are still going to be on the roads clearing throughout the region. So make sure you do take care. Let's take a look at our future cast. We can see by tomorrow, we will get another patch of snowfall through the morning. It's not going to accumulate too much. We're looking at around 2 to 4 centimeters for the next 24 hours or so. More inclined to be more blowing snow if you're on the roadway, so make sure you do take care. Headlights on, blow your cars off, make sure everyone is safe. Into Friday, we will start to see another band of precipitation come through, but again, overall conditions have subsided significantly from what we were experiencing over the last 48 hours. Let's take a look at temperatures across the country, starting on the west coast. It's 10 degrees, Tony, in Vancouver. Could you imagine? Minus 13 in Regina and minus 15 in Winnipeg. On the east coast, minus 14 for St. John's, but Halifax, a very balmy 4 degrees. So as you can see from coast to coast, temperatures really fluctuating. Closer to home, minus 4 in Kitchener-Waterloo at this hour. So overall conditions still quite comfortable, considering our daytime highs this time of year are around minus 1 on average. It is still sitting about that. Overnight, we're looking at minus 9. That is right around what we expect this time of year, which our average is minus 7. So very similar conditions to our average. It was a lot colder earlier in the week and, of course, a lot snowier. So I think we'll like this little average slowdown. Tomorrow, minus 4 with a 60% chance for flurries. Now, the nice thing is the sun might make an appearance. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it might peak out. So if it does, make sure you do check it out. Looking at our almanac, back in 1971, 16.1 degrees, very warm conditions for middle of December. But in 1977, just 6 years later, minus 21. So really, December can see a full swing on the temperature pendulum. Looking at our 7-day forecast, starting in Waterloo region, flurries for tomorrow and continuing through the rest of the work week and weekend. Temperatures around minus 6, minus 7. So not too warm, but still warmer than what we felt over the last few days. Looking now at Lambton, Kent, and Essex, it is still similar conditions for your Thursday and Friday. However, the snow will subside slightly. Cloudy for your Friday, a high of minus 2. Flurries for Saturday and minus 6. Minus 6 as well on Sunday. Flurry conditions continuing back for your Monday and a high of minus 5. And lastly, in southern Georgian Bay, flurries for your Thursday, minus 5. Flurries continuing throughout the weekend there as well. So like I said, it's not going away. We're certainly going to see a little bit here and there. Not too bad overall. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. This was sent in from Anne. It was taken in Mapleton Township over the last couple of days. And Tony, I think you can tell just by that sun glare and that beautiful snowfall, you know, it is a winter wonderland shaping up just in time for the holidays.
Yeah, it was nice to get that bit of sun, even if it was in retrospect today. Ash, thank you. But let's turn back now to our Toy Mountain campaign in partnership with the Salvation Army, rebuilding the mountain. And Ashley, you've got a guest with you tonight, and I know they have been supporters in the past, and they're back with us this year.
That's right. Tony Dallin is back with the Reliance team. And well, just wait till you see. The elves are going to start bringing in some toys right now, and man, did they deliver this year. 10 boxes. Tell me a little bit about the, the momentum to get this many donations come through.
Yeah, it was a team effort right from the beginning. Once we proposed the idea, we kind of came to it a little bit late. Like, we got all this together in less than 3 weeks. So,
oh my word.
Frontline team members, managers, everybody. It was just a lot of fun. You're going to see some of these GTs that are coming in. We helped the families out. We pre-built them. So
oh wow, very hands-on experience for you and the team.
Yeah, so it was a great experience. Everybody sort of working together. It just put them all together. And
now, of course, this is your second year being a part of our program here for Toy Mountain. Tell us why you decided to come back.
You know, you look at the current state the world's in, and everybody's sort of struggling a bit, and we figured this is our chance to give back to the community. We work here, we live here, you know, and our team members are really proud to be part of the community and give back.
Tell me a little bit about, you know, the process of donating the toys and getting the toys. It sounds like your team really went out and shopped savvy to make sure they got the best for their buck.
Yeah, we had one guy, he's really like a really savvy shopper. He bought a ton of toys on Amazon on Black Friday and was able to get, you know, 60% off. So really maximize the amount of toys that we could contribute this year. Like we said, well, there's over $15,000 we were able to come up with as a team-driven initiative this year.
Wow, $15,000, and that equates to about 10 giant boxes of toys in our lobby that your incredible team is behind us bringing in one at a time. You know, we actually had to empty this mountain yesterday for the team at the Salvation Army because their need is so great this year. It's got to feel pretty good knowing that you're contributing so much to the community.
It is, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the kids, right? Like Christmas is for the kids, and some people don't have that opportunity to open a present at Christmas Day, and we're just trying to provide that to as many children as possible this year.
What a great message. And of course, you know, you have plenty of time to continue to bring these donations in for Toy Mountain over the next week or so. Tomorrow, the team will be out at Sunrise Centre at the Canadian Tire collecting toys there as well. Dallin, thank you so much for being here, and happy holidays.
Thanks so much for having us, and I look forward to outdoing ourselves next year.
Oh, Tony, there you go. Another fantastic donation here for Toy Mountain 2025.
We love it. Ashley, thank you. And coming up, inflation may be in check, but, you know, don't tell that to most people who are grocery shopping these days. We'll take the temperature on prices at the supermarket heading into the new year.
It's time to build a toy mountain.
Make this holiday season merry for so many kids.
Bring new, unwrapped toys to your local Canadian Tire.
All in support of the Salvation Army.
We'll be collecting donations from November 19th to December 24th.
With all donations helping families right here in our community.
Toy Mountain, supported by the Core Group, Goman's Appliances, and the Crack Specialists.
Let's make this the best toy mountain ever.
Visit ctvkitchener.ca for more ways to donate.
The Bank of Canada is keeping its key interest rate at 2.25%. The central bank noted in its decision this morning that the economy grew at a surprisingly strong 2.26% in the third quarter. It's also forecasting that ongoing economic slack will roughly offset cost pressures associated with the reconfiguration of trade, saying it should keep inflation close to the bank's 2% target. Well, even with inflation in check, many Canadians, of course, are feeling the pressure of rising costs, especially at the grocery store. They are worried about how they'll be able to afford food next year. CTV's Dave Charbonneau has more on that.
There's been no price relief at the grocery store.
I used to be able to get 6 bags of groceries for $200, you know?
Food inflation was at 3.5% in October. Now there are less items in shopping carts.
How much did you spend today?
Probably close to $300 for, what is this, 2 bags of groceries.
A new Nanos research survey shows the cost of groceries remains the top concern for families. Personal debt, housing costs, and job security also rank high. One food expert says more families should save food.
Because it is the holidays, we're going to try and cook a lot, and then we really do need to freeze it and save it afterwards. So hopefully we're still eating our Christmas dinners at the end of January, but we're pulling them out of the freezer and they're still tasting yummy.
The latest food price report released by Dalhousie University projects a family of 4 will spend an additional $994 on groceries in 2025. Shoppers dealing with the stubborn high prices in different ways.
Well, I think they're quite high, especially for fresh vegetables.
We don't really have the individual farmers that, that you can go to and buy a lot of stuff from. We don't have that.
I'm here every day, and I'm going for the low items, low cost, because it's crazy,
And with grocery prices so high, cheaper meals sometimes mean turning to fast food.
I can understand also why families will go to McDonald's or pizzas, because it's cheaper to feed a family that way.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Okay. Okay, recapping our top stories on this Wednesday evening. Alexandra Hollick in studio with us with all the latest. And of course, we're going to start with the big weather story. Everyone digging out after that winter wallop.
For sure, Tony. And usually when we think of this time of year, we think of Christmas. But the snow has taken a toll on one local Christmas tree. Is safe for customers.
Guelph police are investigating a cutting-edge crime at a discount store. It happened Monday morning, and the owner says someone cut the back door of the store in half, popped in, but left once the alarm went off. Police are looking for a suspect, and anyone with information is urged to come forward.
And Alexander, turning to what our digital team has been working on, details about a Guelph resident who fell victim to a pretty serious scam.
That's right, Tony. Police say the scam went on for a year, and a woman in her 80s has lost more than $300,000. She told police she was contacted late last year by a stranger who claimed they were representing Canada's Attorney General and were investigating her for identity theft. Over the year, she would deposit funds into Bitcoin ATMs around the city. For more information on the story, you can scan the QR code on the bottom left of your screen or head to our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca.
Okay, Alexandra Hollick with our top stories. Thank you very much. The UN's cultural agency is honoring Italian food, designating the cuisine as an intangible cultural heritage. Now, it's not the first time a country's cuisine has been recognized as a cultural expression. Back in 2010, UNESCO listed French food as part of the world's intangible heritage. UNESCO meets every year to consider adding new cultural practices or expressions onto its list of intangible heritages. Well, coming up next here on CTV News at 6, a great story out of Waterloo that we're going to dig into, you might say, carving out some new community connections. A gift from the sky for a Waterloo snow sculptor who's been working to bring people together.
We are here at Access Storage for a Toy Mountain celebration. Look at all the people here with us tonight. We have community partners, lots of organizations. We do have some interesting things going on too. I think we're going to show you a very cool Lions dance coming up, and we're also going to be getting a big donation from Access Storage after the break.
Holiday set decoration provided by Royal City Nursery.
If you've been around Waterloo region for a while, you may be familiar with snow sculptor Matt Morris. He's become somewhat of a local legend for his handiwork after all of these winter wallopings. And after this latest round, he's been hard at work on his latest creation. CTV's Karis Mapp stopped by his front lawn today to find out more.
While some people may be groaning about Wednesday's dump of wintry weather, Matt Morris is thriving.
I love snow. I've never seen this much snow on my front lawn in all the years I've been doing this. And this is just a wonderful joy to be out here this early in the season.
The Waterloo retiree first began carving and sculpting snow 14 years ago after a statue caught his eye while visiting a museum with his wife.
We turned the corner and saw one of the gigantic Easter Island moais from the island of Rapa Nui is the correct name. And I looked at it and I had a moment. I said, Lorna, we should go home and make one of these on the lawn next winter. And so we did.
Since then, he sculpted movie characters, athletes, and even iconic landmarks.
Yeah, I get my ideas from kids walking by on the way to school or through social media, whatever seems to be popular, or whatever moves me as I come out.
One of his biggest inspirations also happens to be his personal helper.
I was really young. I remember, I just vaguely remember just randomly carving away at piles of snow.
Wednesday's creation is Morris's rendition of Old Man Winter.
I made a maquette, it's called, and this is just about $5 of plasticine from the craft store. And if I'm watching TV, I'll be messing away to try and figure out how to make it. And the reason I have this is so I can hold it up and then that way I can get all the angles right when I start to actually carve on the bank.
Whether you know him personally or have come across one of the rotating sculptures on the front lawn of his Waterloo home, Matt Morris is a bit of a seasonal celebrity in the area and says one of his favorite parts of making the creations is the community engagement. Even while we were interviewing him today, the sculpture got the attention of a driver who pulled over to check it out.
Hello.
Wow, it's so beautiful. I couldn't just pass by.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I've seen people doing the sculptures from the snow, but to see it in real life, it's so fascinating. I really appreciate talented people who can really share their talent with the society.
Amazing work that's getting random, but always rewarding recognition. Kara Smapp, CTV News, Waterloo.
Ashley, it's the kind of story that makes you smile about all of this snow, isn't it?
Absolutely, Tony. And the good news for snow sculptors and just snow lovers out there, we're not out of the woods. Still a few centimeters to go in this latest batch. I'll have those details coming up. Cold nights outside means perfect TV viewing weather. Start your night off with The Floor, followed by Shifting Gears and back-to-back episodes of George and Mandy's First Marriage. And cap your night off with The Amazing Race.
Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Home of Bounce Mornings with Angie Hill and Sarge. KW's Bounce 99.5. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, time now for Wake Up Weather with Ashley. It seems that the big snow event has moved on,
Yes.
but still a bit could be lingering.
Yeah, we're not completely out of the woods. Kitchener keeping their weather event, or snow event, I should say, for another few hours. That's extended to noon tomorrow. As you can see, some flurries to be expected in the morning and maybe even in the afternoon, around a 60% chance throughout the day. But overall, only about 2 to 4 centimeters expected, Tony.
Okay, bit of a break and back to slowing down to average levels for the weather. I like the way you put it.
Normal December.
Yes, cruise control for a little while. Okay, back now to Leanne Evans, who is live at Access Storage in Kitchener. Leanne, one of our big partners in the Toy Mountain campaign this year, and I can see there's a big party going on behind you.
Do you see what's going on here? Isn't this cool? It's called the Lion's Dance. Been learning about that. So yeah, lots on the go here at Access Storage. We're gonna kind of walk around the room, show you what's happening here. But it's a big celebration in support of Toy Mountain. Of course, lots of community partners, organizations, businesses coming out to take part in this celebration. We've had food, we've had fun, we've had entertainment, of course, as well. And lots of teams as well, like this girls soccer team. You guys donated tonight, and why do you think it's important to give back to kids during the holiday season, especially as a team coming out?
We think it's very important because we just imagine ourselves not being able to wake up on Christmas and receiving a toy. So us pairing up with Access Storage to make Christmas great for everybody is really important to us.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you guys for coming out as well. And back with Kelly and Kelly too. We have a big donation here. Not only are we building a mountain of toys here at Access Storage, you also have something to present to the Salvation Army.
We are absolutely thrilled and so happy to present Salvation Army with $5,000 on behalf of Access Storage Kitchener.
Thank you. Kelly, talk about what that means. Of course, like, it's a lot of money that can go towards kids in need this holiday season.
Yeah, we are so grateful. We need the toys, but the funds are just as important. We use them to purchase toys. So we use them to just support our community year-round, not just at Christmas time. And without donations like yours, we're not able to do that. And so thank you. We're more than happy to do this. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. And, you know, we talked about the base of the mountain downstairs. Tell me about what you guys have been building up here and throughout the campaign.
Well, all of these lovely people that have showed up here tonight did not disappoint, because look at what we've created. We have all these toys ready to go for a child on Christmas morning. So Merry Christmas to everybody.
Why do you think it's important that Access Storage take part in campaigns like this one and be able to give back to the community? I know it's the first time we're doing Toy Mountain with Access Storage in Kitchener, but you've been doing it for quite some time.
Oh yes, it's been 16 years that we've done it all over the GTA. This one is going to be one that we hope will continue for many more years to come, because our goal is to give back to the community in every way we can.
Well, you're certainly doing it, and everyone here is helping out along the way too. So we'll send it back to you in studio, because we've got a party to tend to to at Access Storage.
All right, Leanne, love it. And a huge thank you to everyone at Access Storage in Kitchener, because, wow, that's going to make a massive difference in the Salvation Army's effort.
Incredible. They've got their own mountain there. And you know what, Tony? Our mountain here has grown significantly
It certainly is. We want to thank once again our friends from Reliance Home Comfort, who are in the wings of our studio right now, because they've just brought in a heap of toys.
Wow.
You know, I love that GT snow racers are back.
And I love that the team took time out of their day to help build them for the kids too. What an incredible, you know, community building exercise for that team there.
All assembled. We've got all kinds of toys. We've got games. We've got puzzles. We've got Nerf guns. You know,
There's a bit of everything.
It seems a bit of a throwback theme here. We've got Lego and GT snow racers and Nerf guns, things that may have been under the tree when we were kids.
Right, that's right. And as we saw firsthand, it goes so quick. There's so many families, 5,000 kids in need this year through the Salvation Army. So, I mean, not one toy will be wasted.
It won't. And the fact that that's filling up again, because you might have heard us mention to you yesterday, the Salvation Army actually had to come in yesterday and do a pickup. They don't normally do this because normally a lot of the toys we collect end up getting saved for next year's campaign, but they were already depleting in supply, so we know the need is there. We know the families are picking out those toys and puzzles and games for kids, and
it puts it in perspective.
It really does, and we're just hoping to create so many smiles on Christmas morning through this campaign. So thank you very much again, Reliance Home Comfort, for just filling our studio with generosity.
10 giant boxes. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's wild. I said, how did you get that over here? And they said, well, hot water tank trucks.
Yeah,
thought,
perfect.
Of course.
Perfect. Yeah, they have the perfect vehicles for these kind of
fleet.
And a very strong team of elves. So thank you to them.
Krista Simpson's back with your next local news tonight at 11:30. That's after the CTV National News at 11. Leanne, Ashley, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night.